Okay, so strength training. If you're a woman on GLP-1 and you're looking for some guidance on how you should be lifting, maybe you've never done it before, or maybe the medications have you kind of on your heels in terms of side effects, or you just kind of feel differently and you're finding it tough to keep getting through your routine you already have in place. These are some tips to navigate through that, stay active, and most importantly, reach your goals and not do this all over again. Um, so kind of dive deeper into strength training. A good routine in general, not just if you're trying to lose weight or if you're on the meds, is 2 to 3 times a week. Full body is a good approach, so equal amounts of upper push, upper pull. Make sure you're hitting core, you're rotating, moving laterally, so on and so forth. Um, that's good practice regardless. Where this can get, where we specifically can be targeted is like your rep ranges. Um, 5 to 10 reps we feel is probably the best place for you to be, specifically if you're on GLP-1s and looking to either just maintain the muscle you have or build a little bit so you have some leeway if you do happen to lose some, being on the medications, being in a calorie deficit. 5 to 10 reps is a great range to build strength, build hypertrophy. It's kind of an overlap of both of those goals. So it's a nice sweet spot. It's going to make sure that you're actually lifting heavy, because sets of 15, you might be more inclined to lift light. So 5 to 10 reps is a sweet spot. A true 5 to 10 reps, meaning like you can maybe do 1 to 2 more, and like it should feel heavy, but not like lifting to failure every single set, every single rep. Failure is good every so often, but you don't want to lift to failure every exercise, every workout, every week. Even you want to have like 1 or 2 left in the tank is a good rule of thumb. So if you could have done like 5 more, go up and weight. You're stronger than where you were at.
It's kind of like on that to gauge, because there may be a lot of people who aren't like sure how to gauge, or their like comfort zone may be in that like 12 plus 15 plus rep range. If you're not sure how to tell if like the 10 reps that you're doing is like truly your threshold, the recommendation I always tell people is by the last rep or two, you should feel like you're really having to focus to keep your form correct. Like you should still be able to maintain good, healthy, safe form, but you should notice that like I am having to pay attention. I'm having to think about where things are in space. So that's like when you're selecting weight, that's what it should feel like in those last 2 reps, so that you know that it is challenging enough for you. It shouldn't be something where in those last few reps you cannot maintain form and you're just kind of doing ugly reps, because that's where we get unsafe. So walking that line is what's important. And then the like on the lower rep ranges, we shift into like that's more just strength building and maintaining like just kind of your force output for your muscles. That specifically is really helpful for prevention of like osteoporosis, bone density loss, because all of this is just body signaling. So if you signal to your body that it needs to be able to stay in one piece under heavy weight, it is going to respond to that by adding tissue. So heavy enough weight, those lower rep ranges are what helps to protect our bone density. The higher rep ranges do too, but like it's kind of like a ratio. It's a little bit more focused on bone density. And then in those 7-ish to 10 rep ranges, that's where we focus on muscle mass and maintaining muscle mass. Both rep ranges do both, but that's why it's important to not just stick to 10 reps or not just stick to 5 reps if that's what you like work in the whole spectrum of that, so you're getting both focuses in equal proportions, if that makes sense.
To keep it stupidly simple, and you can make this your own within it as you get the hang of it, but like week 1, if you're doing 2 days, do all the exercises, do them for 5 reps day 1, for day 2 do them for 10 reps, and then flip those. So week 2, day 1 is now 10 reps, day 2 is 5. And you just flip that back and forth. You could have a middle ground. It's like both days are 8 reps. It's called nonlinear progression, actually, that approach. That's really easy to maintain and bouncing back and forth. It's great for the kind of, common man or woman in this sense of like linear progression is another approach. It's great, but it's like constantly adding load, and that is less flexible to like meet you where you are. If you had a crazy day of work and the kids are being very demanding, everything like that, you could flip days around. There's not as much leeway there in linear progression. or if the medication sidekicks are kind of kicking your ass that day, you can flip it to the light. Or if your dosage was the day before, a couple days before, it just gives you great flexibility, and this is very doable around those things. Um, Kind of on that note, maybe plan your 2 to 3 days, like not the day after your planned dosages, whether you're biweekly or every
Mm-hmm.
week, depending on where you're at in this process. Plan to just if you take it Sunday night, don't to plan to strength train Monday morning if you tend to have some side effects like the day after,
Yeah.
as some of our clients have shared with us
Yeah.
that they have. So you can schedule your workouts around your dosing or when the dosing is coming up in the future. If it's a rough day of side effects, scale it back. Don't worry about coming close to failure. Just worry about getting the movements in, getting some blood flowing. Clients always feel better after.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it wisely, obviously, if you push it too hard, you're going to feel worse. But if you just kind of move and try to get some blood flowing, it always helps. And the big tip I would say is you don't want to do this anyway, but especially on these medications, you don't want to work out, but especially you don't want to strength train on empty stomach. Um, it's just gonna really times 10 whatever side effects. If it's really bad nausea you're dealing with,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get nauseous not being on a GLP-1 on an empty stomach.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just making that much worse. So something light, because your appetite is significantly capped. That's the point of these
Mm-hmm.
drugs. So if you work out in the morning, something really, really light, like literally like a handful of berries, like that will feel like you're eating nothing, but it's at least something on your stomach and in your body. And that can go a really long way, or really light yogurt, or just something that's worked for other clients of mine. It's in the afternoon, something really, really light, like a salad or whatever.
Yeah.
Fruit's great because it's carby, and carbs are what your body's using as its fuel source mostly in weightlifting. Um, but just something is better than nothing on your stomach. So
Yeah, I think that's it. I had a thought and I've lost it. I think that you probably said it. So that was about the gist is
cool.
just
So
where you are.
interview, strength training 2 to 3 times a week, 5 to 10 reps, full body. So two upper body, two lower body, one push, one pull of each, 1 to 2 core exercises, and try to move laterally. Try to rotate.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're lifting enough weight. Don't go too light, or you're not getting the most out of the workouts. Navigate your side effects, your dosing, and work out with something in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.